Hey guys, welcome to the Big Sister Wellness Podcast. We are so pumped that you're here. I'm Brooks.
I'm Taylor.
And we are your hosts. Today in our intro episode, we're going to give you guys a little bit of what to expect, tell you just a little bit about us, and then we're going to move on into interviews later on in future episodes and lots of health chats, Big Sister chats, if you will. But today we're keeping it really short and sweet. So Taylor, tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, my name is Taylor. Like I said, I am a mom of two, and I have been living in Bryan College Station since 2007, so I consider myself now a local here. And just a little bit about me and why I've gotten to this wellness journey. In 2014, I was diagnosed with cancer and type 1 diabetes all within 1 year, and then just kind of went down a rabbit hole of wellness, and yeah, it just kind of led me here today, and I'm excited to share my knowledge of what has worked for me and my family with everybody else.
Totally. Taylor's health story is one of my all-time faves, and that'll probably be its own episode. So I'm really excited for you guys to get to know her more on a deeper level in that way, but that's a perfect little taste for them, for sure.
Yes, love that. But yeah, a little bit more about you.
Yeah, totally. So I am a wife. I love Jesus. I am a business owner in town and chiropractor, Heritage Road Chiropractic. It's actually the office that we're in kind of right now. And yeah, my health journey started in college when I was at Texas A&M. Again, not going to get too low level or too deep into this health story right now, but it honestly started off with seeing a chiropractor that totally changed my perspective on health, and a big history with hormonal birth control and getting off of that naturally. Yes. And what it actually does to your body, and yeah, lots more to say on that in a future episode. But that's really where my journey with health took a turn, and ever since have just been super passionate about helping a lot of people of all age ranges achieving health, because you'll get to know me more. Health is generational, and we'll talk a lot about that.
Yes, I love that. The second I met Brooks, I was like, I could listen to you talk about your health and wellness and all of her knowledge. Y'all, this is so good. And anything that's coming from her is gold. So
thanks, Taylor.
We're so excited.
Well, let's tell them a little bit about how we met.
Yeah.
Starting in the DMs.
Yes. I know. That's how we met. We met in the DMs on Instagram, and I immediately just started kind of like stalking you, and I was like, she's the cutest person I've ever seen in my life. We're going to be best friends. I immediately knew from day one of stalking your Instagram page, that's going to be my bestie. So
I'm cracking up.
We kind of like made it happen.
Yeah, we made it happen finally. It was like, I feel like took us a little bit to get out of the DMs, but we finally did. But you've got to tell them the funniest part about my name. Yeah. We let things burn for a little bit, but tell them about my name.
Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. Okay.
It's really not though.
Her handle is Dr. Brooks Well.
No.
It's not? What is it?
Here we go. Dr. Brooks.
I'm unwell. Maybe that's why I thought it was well. Okay. Dr. Brooks
Hill.
Goodness.
My name.
So I was like, is her name Brooke or Brooks?
Right.
And it was just stressing me out. So I never called her by her name until I figured it out.
If you read it, it makes sense why you were confused. But that moment right there just even made that story even better. So eventually we made it out of the DMs. We met at Side Porch Coffee, one of our favorite coffee places in South College Station. And I think it was maybe 10 minutes in, 15 minutes in, Taylor was like, so we're going to start a podcast, right? And literally from the first time that we met, and we both just kind of knew. And so from there, we just got the ball rolling, and it took us a couple of months, but we got here, we're here. And we don't know what is happening with the video, so video may be coming soon.
Yeah, and like I said, I was talking to her for 10 minutes, and I was like, the world needs to hear you.
Oh, I felt the same.
She's so knowledgeable. We both just have such cool stories, and we know a lot of really cool people, so we're just excited to share all of that with y'all.
Yeah, and we're navigating, figuring out the microphone situation and the sound, so bear with us for sure.
Bear with us. You're here for the ride. It's going to be fun.
Yeah,
so saddle up.
Let's do it, girl. Okay,
yes.
Let's ask a couple of questions, of get to know yous.
We have some fun questions. So one fun question that I thought was, what is one thing that you've done that has changed your health forever?
Wow. Okay. So I'm going to save more of this for our own health stories, and I'm going to keep it broad here. But I would say that the biggest thing that changed my health journey was my mindset around health.
Oh, yeah.
So looking at health more as an investment now for later versus a reaction to symptoms or pain or how your body is talking to you. Looking at it more as an investment. And I'm going to add another answer here.
Yeah.
The other thing that I think really changed my perspective on health is looking at symptoms as signals for the body. So your body's always talking to you, right? All of these things that you start to experience, hopefully not, but many of us do, right? Whether that's pain, irregular cycles, constantly getting sick, constant tonsillitis. That was a big part of my story. And that's a signal. Those are signals from the body. Poor sleep, bad digestion, all of that. And so instead of viewing those as the evil or the bad thing, really tuning in those moments and leaning into, okay, what is my body trying to tell me?
Yes. No, it's so true. Your body throws red flags all the time. And we just kind of push it off. We've been taught to kind of push it off.
Totally.
Put a Band-Aid over it, take some medicine, take some Advil, take some sleeping medicine. When your body one day is just going to surrender that white flag, and
Totally.
you're like, oh no.
Right.
When it's been begging for help. I mean, yeah, your health shows up on your skin. It shows up in your hair, eyes, your tongue, everything.
Yes, everything.
Everything.
Absolutely. What about you?
Yeah, so I think mine's kind of a little bit different fairway. If I could go back in time, what would I have changed? When I got that diagnosis of thyroid cancer, not removing my entire thyroid.
Ooh.
Yes, and that again can be a whole episode in itself, and it will be a whole episode in itself. I wish in 2014 I knew then what I knew now. I could have healed it completely. Not having a thyroid is so bad, and I wish I could go back and just kind of slap myself and be like, no, we're gonna fix this.
Totally.
But I at that time trusted everything that the doctors were telling me, and I needed to get it out immediately, and woof.
Totally.
Woof.
I want to go down that rabbit hole right now, but
I know.
Even you just saying that with the conviction that you just said it with is going to be helpful for so many people in this intro episode to help them have a light bulb moment of, what do you mean it would be possible to keep it?
Yes.
Right? Or what would that
it's
look
so
like?
possible.
I'm sure y'all are just like, your mind is racing with questions on that,
Yes.
and Taylor will provide the answers in a future episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Next question.
Cool. Let's do it.
Question, because those would be really great episodes, and we will get into those deeper. Okay, Brooks, your biggest pet peeve.
Okay, my biggest pet peeve might surprise you. We didn't share these with each other, by the way, intentionally, so that way we would have like true reactions. Okay, my biggest pet peeve is, especially if I'm like at church, or I never go to the movies, but like in a setting at the movies, or, in public where you're like seated for a long period of time, and there's people in front of you, concert, whatever, right? And somebody is like popping and cracking their neck constantly.
That is so funny coming from a chiropractor.
Exactly. So that's why I chose it, because I'm sure y'all are like, what do you mean? I thought you'd love the pops and cracks. I don't really even like the popping and cracking videos. If you've followed me on social media for a long time, I don't know that I have ever, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but posted a video like with sound whenever it is more of a manual or popping and cracking adjustment. For that reason, like, it's not that I don't like the pops and cracks in an adjustment. No, that's great, cool. But I'm not like obsessed with it like a lot of y'all are. And also, if somebody is doing that like constantly, so know this little lesson here. If you're constantly doing that, or this is really common in like teenagers, like young kiddos, when they're constantly popping and cracking, it's usually a sign of a lot more stress and tension under the surface. So that in itself is a signal from your body or your kiddos' bodies. Their nervous system is trying to say like, we need a little bit of help.
Yes.
But yeah, it's my biggest.
That is so funny.
At church, if we sit down, which this hasn't happened in a long time, so people who I go to church with,
not moving.
No, it's okay. But when we went to a bigger church in Dallas and we lived there, it was like, I don't want to say common, but like fairly common. And Wade knew, like, we would get up and like move. I was like, I can't just sit behind there, or else I'm going to be tapping on their shoulder, like going on the rabbit hole of like, do you know what that means? That actually means that you have a lot of dural tension and la 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 la.
They're like, we're just here to learn.
Yeah, praise the Lord.
We're just here to praise. Hello.
What about you, Taylor? No, literally. Like, please.
That's That's actually really funny. Okay, I have two.
Okay, just
am I
do
allowed
two.
to say two?
Yeah.
Okay, my biggest pet peeve is when you go to shake a man's hand and they treat you like you're a doll. Ew.
I can't with it.
I can't. I'm like, no, like, give me a good handshake.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Also, if they have soft hands, I can't.
Oh, sorry, that's cool. Well, you're married to a rancher. You're married to a cattleman, so that doesn't surprise me.
But yeah, like when they're just a little.
Yeah.
Okay, my other pet peeve is when people don't write thank you cards.
This is so good.
Oh my God.
Wait, this is such a good one. This is such a good one.
And I feel like it's a lost art.
It is.
It is a lost art, and it's driving me insane. I make my 10-year-old son write thank you notes, handwritten, to everything and everyone.
Good.
I'm like, we can't, no, this is insane.
Yeah.
When I go to baby showers, bridal showers, anything, it's not like I'm expecting a thank you.
Sure.
But like, you need to be writing thank you.
Exactly.
You need to be writing thank you notes.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
I love both of yours. But for a second, let's go down that rabbit hole for just 2 seconds. Yeah, I agree with you completely. It's a lost art.
It is.
From the time we were little, my mom also made me and my siblings write thank you cards. And still to this day, like I remember when I got married. Sorry. Here we go again. Anyway, I remember when we got married, or, when I was old enough to definitely know on my own, but she was still like checking in, like, hey, make sure you get on your thank you cards. And
good.
And I love that about her. But I'm so glad to hear that you have that thought.
Oh,
Me and Taylor, I mean, we've only known each other for like maybe 4 months.
Yeah, not long.
And so we're still, learning about each other. So this is good for y'all to even get to see it.
It's really interesting.
I'm loving more and more what I'm hearing from her.
Yes. No, I was like, I'm going to get arthritis. Jet, you're going to get arthritis writing thank you notes. Like, we're not doing that.
Yes, that's such a good one.
Yes. Okay. Well, now that you know a little bit about Brooks and I, let's talk about what we can expect going forward. We just kind of want to make it fun, right? The wellness space is already sometimes a little bit too heavy and kind of just, what's the word that I'm looking for?
Just really serious.
Yeah, very serious or overwhelming.
Yeah. That's a good one.
So we kind of just want to keep it fun. We're not very serious people, but I feel like we know so much. So we just kind of want to not only bring in wellness, but pop culture, faith, all the fun things, and just keep it light, fun, but just know that you are going to have great takeaways from every episode.
Totally. Yeah. Like, especially when we bring guests on. I mean, there's a lot of intention behind who we're going to bring on, and there is depth and seriousness to their stories. We're not trying to deny that, but just know in each episode, there's always going to be also some touch of fun in there. Because I know for me as a chiropractor, right, that's not my whole identity. Different rabbit hole for a different day. Chiropractic is a lifestyle, but it's not my whole identity. And so I'm excited to bring in kind of like what we're learning, what we're loving, each episode, and really build like a community and not just something that y'all are coming to learn super seriously. You're going to get that, but you're also going to feel like you're in a community over here at the Big Sister Wellness Podcast.
Absolutely. I could not have said that better myself. And we just want to thank y'all so much for hanging with us for our very first intro episode. And send us your questions, topics, all. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at, what are we? The Big Sister Wellness Podcast. On Instagram. So we would love to hear from y'all. Again, this is a community, and we want us to feel like your big sisters.
Yes, 100%. And I've already gotten questions, and I'm sure Taylor has too. We're not actually sisters, even though we like basically are, if you know what I mean. We don't share genes, but like we do share values and thoughts, and genes, GEANS. But seriously, follow along. And we already hit over 100 followers on our Instagram. So thanks for following along already, even though we've only posted one thing. But and we're both local to Bryan College Station. So even more future forward thinking, like community events and things like that. So comment on our Instagram posts, because we want this to feel truly like a community.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's so great.
All right, guys.
We'll see y'all next week. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.